Islam has a system of hijab. Normally, the Islamic speakers, they always speak about hijab for women. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the glorious Quran, first speaks about the hijab for the man and then for the woman. The Quran says in Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 30, that say to the believing man that he should lower his gaze and guard his modesty. Whenever a man looks at a woman and any brazen thought comes in his mind, any unashamed thought comes in his mind, the Quran says he should lower his gaze. There was once my friend who was a Muslim who was staring at a girl for a long time. So I told him, brother, what are you doing? It's not allowed in Islam. So he told me, our beloved Prophet said, the first glance is allowed, the second is prohibited. I have not yet completed half my glance. What did the Prophet mean by saying the first glance is allowed, the second is prohibited? That doesn't mean you can look at a woman and for 10 minutes you can look at her without blinking. You stare at her without blinking for 10 minutes. What the Prophet meant, that if you look at a woman unintentionally, don't intentionally look at her again, stare at her again. The next verse speaks about the hijab for the woman. The Quran says in Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 31, that say to the believing woman that she should lower her gaze and guard her modesty, and display not her beauty except what appears ordinarily of, and draw her veil over the bosoms, and display not the beauty except in front of her husband, her father, her sons, and a big list of mahram, the close relatives who she can't marry is given. And the criteria for hijab are given in the Quran and the Sahih Hadith. There are basically 6 criteria. For the man, the extent is from the navel to the knee. For the woman, the complete body should be covered. The only parts that can be seen are the face and the hands up to the wrist. Some scholars say that even this should be covered. The remaining 5 criteria are the same for the man and the woman. The second is, the clothes they wear, it should not be so tight that it reveals the figure. Third, it should not be transparent so that you can see through. Fourth, it should not be glamorous so that it attracts the opposite sex. Fifth, it should not resemble that of the unbeliever. You cannot wear a sign of Christianity like a cross. You cannot wear a Om or Tika, which is the sign of Hinduism. Don't wear clothes which are identity of an unbeliever. And the last is, do not wear clothes that which resemble the opposite sex. In the Western world, we have men wearing one earring. It has certain significance, one earring. Such things are prohibited in Islam. And hijab is not confined only to the clothing. It also includes the moral conduct, the behavior, the attitude, the intention of a person. Besides hijab of the clothes, there should be hijab of the eyes, hijab of the mind, hijab of the thought, hijab of the heart. A person should even have hijab in the way he talks, the way he behaves, the way he thinks. And the reason for hijab for the woman is mentioned in the glorious Quran in Surah Ahzab, chapter 33, verse 59, which says that, O Prophet, tell your wives and the believing women that when they go abroad, they should put on the cloak so that they shall be recognized. The Quran gives the reason, put on the cloak so that they shall be recognized, and they shall not be molested. The Quran says hijab has been prescribed to prevent the woman from being molested. For example, if there are 2 sisters who are twins and who are very beautiful, they are walking down the streets of KL, Kuala Lumpur, and one twin sister, she is wearing the Islamic hijab. That is complete body covered except the face and the hands up to the wrist. And the other twin sister was equally beautiful, very beautiful. She is wearing the Western clothes, the skirt or the mini. And they're walking down the street, and around the corner, there's a hooligan, there's a ruffian who's waiting for a catch, who's waiting to tease a girl. I'm asking a question, which girl will he tease? Will he tease the girl wearing the Islamic hijab, or will he tease the sister who's wearing the skirt or the mini? Which girl will he tease? But natural, he will tease the girl wearing the skirt or the mini. She's inviting the people to tease her. The Quran rightly says that hijab prevents the woman from being molested. And after this, the glorious Quran says that if any man rapes a woman, capital punishment, death penalty. The Westerners say, death penalty? In this age of science and technology, in the 20th century, Islam is a barbaric religion. People may say. But when I ask this question to the Westerners, I've gone there several times, that suppose someone, God forbid, rapes your wife or rapes your mother. And if suppose you meet the judge and the rapist is brought in front of you, what punishment will you give him? And believe me, all of them said, we will put the rapist to death. Some went to the extreme of saying, we will torture him to death. So I tell the Westerners, why the double standards? Somebody rapes somebody else's wife, you say, oh, death penalty is a barbaric law. Somebody rapes your wife and your mother, you say you want to put him to death. Why the double standards? Only one person, one Westerner so far, has given me a different answer. You know what he told me? That first, I will give the rapist, if someone rapes my wife, I will first give him 7 years imprisonment. And next time if he rapes my wife again, or he rapes anyone, then I will give death penalty. There are some smart Alex, who give new answers. There are smart Alex. So I told the brother, do you know the statistics of America? They tell us that when a man is convicted for rape, the American government says 7 years rigorous imprisonment. But the statistics tell us that those people who are even convicted and undergo the punishment, after they're let free, 95% of them again commit rape. So I told that Westerner, that American, if you like your wife to be raped again, you are most welcome to give 7 years and then put him to death. I wouldn't like that. I'd put him to death on the first time, irrespective whether he rapes my wife or your wife. If you like your mothers to be raped again and again, you can try that law. And then he got the shock of his life, and I told the statistics. He said, if that is the case, then even I would put him to death the first time. Islam has the solution. Today in America, according to statistics, according to the FBI statistics of 1990, it said that throughout the year, in the year 1990, 102,555 cases of rape were reported. And it said that out of the cases that were reported, only 16% of the total cases were reported. If you want to know the total number of rape that took place, multiply the figure by 6.25 and you get an answer of 640,968 cases of rape took place alone in the year 1990. If you divide this figure by 365, the number of days, every day on average in the year 1990, 1,756 rapes took place. I read another statistics later on, which said that every day, more than 1,900 cases of rape take place in USA alone. The year was not given, maybe it was 92, 93, the Americans got more bold, 1,900. That means every 1.3 minutes, one case of rape is taking place. I'm here since more than last time. Already, more than 40 rapes may have taken place in USA. I'm here for 1 hour, and 40 rapes may have taken place in USA. And the statistics of FBI, 1990 continues and says that out of those cases that were reported, 16%, out of those reported, 10% were arrested. That means 1.6% of the rapists, they were arrested. Out of those arrested, 50% were let free before the trial. That means only 0.8% of the rapists, they underwent a trial. That means if a man commits 125 rapes, the chances that he'll undergo a trial and get a punishment is only 1. 125 rapes you commit and you get a punishment once, it's a very good gamble, 125 rapes you commit and chances the government will give you punishment is 1. It's a very good gamble. And out of those that undergo a trial, 50% get a punishment of less than 1 year. Though the American law says 7 years rigorous imprisonment. But the judge said, first time he's committed rape. Now give him benefit of doubt. Let it be lenient. 125 rapes he commits. He comes to the trial once, and the judge says, let's be lenient. First time he's committed rape. These are the statistics of FBI of USA. I'm asking you a question. If you implement the Islamic Sharia in USA, that every man, when he looks at a woman, he should lower his gaze. When any brazen thought comes in his mind. The woman should wear Islamic hijab, complete body covered, except the face and the hands up to the wrist. And after this, if any man commits rape, capital punishment, death penalty. I am asking a question. Will the rate of rape in America, will it increase? Will it remain the same, or will it decrease?